This is called walking a universal path. And I'm going to outline or formulate or show you guys a unique way to walk from one position to the next position. I feel like I've actually developed a walking formula. So this is Walking a Universal Path, episode 1. I don't know if we're going to call it Balsamic Vinegar or not, but that's what we're going to do today. This is my car, my Lexus that my father bought me a couple years back. Shouts out to him. And so let me demonstrate to you guys what this universal walking method is. What we're going to be doing is going to be creating a route, one big continuous circle from our origin, our starting point, to our destination. So let me give you guys a quick example. Just a little recap. This is 100G demonstrating and introducing to the world potentially the first ever walking formula that has ever existed on the planet. Once again, this is 100G introducing to the world what is the first ever walking formula. So let me demonstrate very quickly what it is. Guys, I'm 26 years old. I have a sound mind. I take medication because I used to see visions and hear audio, which is a crazy thing to do. So I used to do these walking videos before I had a sound mind. But I want to let you know that I'm clear conscious. I ran 5 miles this morning and I hit my bag. I'm in the best mental state potentially of my whole entire life with the idea of sobriety and with the idea of following and adhering to the will of God. So let me demonstrate what a walking formula is, or what the formula is. It's an objective formula that you can apply anywhere in the whole entire world. What a walking formula is this is my car, and we're going to be constructing a route, one big continuous circle from my car to where we're going to buy balsamic vinegar. I'm a human being, I like salads, and I buy balsamic vinegar so I can eat salad just like the rest of you guys. When we construct a route, we are going to be consciously selecting things that we see out in the world when we walk to become inside of our route or outside of our route. Let's say we want this pole inside of our route. We like the energy of this pole. This pole is getting us closer to God. It is something that we want more of. So if you don't mind coming over here, Tom. Again, I'm creating one continuous loop from my car to the destination. And as we walk, we're going to acknowledge the things that exist, the things that the things that we perceive. There's nothing that exists that does not have a state of being. So everything that you see is in italics. It has some form of existence. And so I'm going to be constructing one circle from my car to the shop, and as we walk, we're going to acknowledge things that we see and decide whether or not we want them inside of our circle. So let's say I'm making a route. My route is one loop around this car, okay? And I'm putting my hand on the door handle. Can you show this, hon? I'm putting my hand on the door handle, and then I walk around the car and I make a circle. For example, because I'm constructing my route this way, does it make sense to you guys that if I went around this way, then the pole would be inside of the route? But if I went around this way, the pole would not be inside of the route, because I'm constructing one circle around this way, and depending on whether or not I go in on the outside of the pole or the inside of the pole depends on whether or not this is inside of the route. And so the idea is we are going to be acknowledging and looking for things that we want more of. And the only thing that I really want more of in this life is God. I'm a Christian. I'm not even going to censor myself. I'm going to die one day, so I don't care anymore. I want more of Jesus. I want more of Jesus Christ in my life because he has saved me. This isn't a beginning with the word. This is a walking a universal path. Yeah. So my hand's on the door handle. The route ends when I do one continuous loop and touch it again. Does that make sense? So now I'm making a route. I just started my route. I want the pole inside of my route, so I'm going around this way, and then I go around the car. I promise I have a sound mind, I promise. And then I touch it. And now this pole has been inside of our route. That's the idea. We're going to apply the same exact principle of constructing a route for blocks in accordance with me having a sound mind and letting you guys know that I'm not freaking crazy, that I know what I'm talking about, and I should be able to demonstrate something here. We prayed to feel the presence of God as we walk this way. Let me show you. Let's do a fit check, okay? This is a fit check. This segment is called "What I'm Stepping In." So we got the Sakai's. These are high top Nike Sakai's. I got them for Christmas. They got the double swoosh here. They got the double laces, all these like different designs. I got the Hilfiger socks. These are Nanamika jeans. These are $300, not jeans, but pants. You know, these are my favorite pair of pants, so I will definitely step in these again. But these are a $300 pair of pants. I got the Supreme on, you know, Supreme green long sleeve. I got the North Face overcoat. I got the Mercedes-Benz cap. I got the bracelet with the rose. You know, we fitted. I got the Omega Speedmaster, and I got the 14 karat gold cross. So, if you guys are interested in this video and you guys want me to step in your merch, whereas today this is what we're stepping in, this is the fit, and if you guys want me to step in your merch and these videos start getting hundreds of thousands of views because I'm able to walk down the street and show you that God is here with us today, then you guys can send me your merch. That's the idea. You can send me your instrumentals, but also you can send me your merch. Here's my P.O. box. I just got a P.O. box yesterday for this. So you guys send me your shirts. I wear a large shirt, I wear 32 pants, and I have size 13 shoes. Send me your shit and I'll walk in your shit. This is what we're stepping in. And if you want me to step in what your brand is promoting or creating, then send it my way. Now, with that being said, let's construct the route to buy some balsamic vinegar. Shouts out to Hunter for coming out here. I'm gonna put you on the camera, okay? Is that cool? This is my man's right here. He's been, he's been super loyal, and he's been creating all these videos with us. So mad shouts out to this man. So now, guys, this is Benjamin August Gideon, born May 1st, 1998. Christian, spiritual, hip hop legend before he's blown up. About to construct the world's first route on camera, and then. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do want to reiterate that this method is objective. It is not abstract. It is something that you can apply to your life no matter where you go. So this is us, no matter where you are in the whole entire world, as long as you are perceiving or as long as there are things that exist, you can manipulate your route based upon them. So now, we're going to go get some balsamic vinegar, as I've said a couple times, and I'm going to construct the world's first route. So if you guys were here with me, as a teacher, I would ask you guys, well, how do we start? Because I just told you guys how we start. So the first thing that you need to do is understand which direction you're going around the car. For me, I can feel in my heart that I want to go around this way. Again, I hope I'm not losing you guys. I hope you guys are still with me. We're probably 5 minutes in before we've even started. But I'm constructing a route now to go buy some balsamic vinegar, and we're just walking down the street. This is not a vlog, this is a demonstration that if you acknowledge these small things that the Lord has put just in existence as you walk down the street, you can feel the presence of God. And so if I do this correctly, if our prayers are heard, we should be able to see that God is here now with us. So I'm constructing, my hand is on the door handle here, you can't see it now. Now Hunter's gonna follow me as we go buy some balsamic vinegar. And just what I said, as we're constructing one circle, we're gonna apply that same method to blocks of walking. So we're not gonna break our routes, we're not gonna step over what we've already stepped on. You know, we're not gonna cross over what we've already stepped on. And we're gonna make one successful continual route to just go buy some balsamic vinegar. So Hunt, if you don't mind just coming over here, this is history being made. And you could zoom in on the door handle. All right, look, this is us starting the route, and we're gonna walk a few blocks. So, Godspeed, let's do it in Jesus' name. All right, so now we're creating a circle. So now you can just follow this trail. Hey, we're gonna cross. Yeah. Okay, the first thing that I see here is this handicap sign, and we don't want handicap. My boy Hunter here is going through some physical ailments, and so the idea is this. You see, this exists. The handicap thing exists. It has a place of being because I can perceive it. And because I can perceive it, and because we understand the direction of our route, I can consciously decide if I want more of it or less of it by incorporating it into our route or omitting it from our route. So I get to decide if I want this more of this or less of this. And so I want less of it. So Hun's not making a route, so I'm gonna go on the outside here, okay? So now this is out. Now check this out. Guys, what I want to explain right now is that people may ask me what I am looking for out here. I need to reiterate, everything that exists is we are capable of manipulating our route towards. So I have a tattoo of a rose right here from my sister. Shout out Erica. My brother has a tattoo of a rose. Hunter has a tattoo of a rose. And my sister has a tattoo of a rose. So with that being said, I see a rose here. I see hearts here. These are things that I want more of in my life. So as odd as it sounds, I'm going to manipulate my placement by incorporating them into my route. The first ever walking formula that has ever been demonstrated in the world is that I see these things and I want more of them, and I'm going to allow them to manipulate and alter my placement in the world. Because I could just walk this way unconsciously, but I see these things, I want more of these things, so I'm going to walk around. So now the circle that we're creating from my car, they're actually inside of the circle now. And now we just keep walking like normal people. And so these things are neutral to me, but these things are in and these things are out. Does that make sense? This is all out of my route. This is all inside of my route. There's nothing here that I'm acknowledging, that I see, that is allowing me to change my route. So again, I'm just a normal person walking down the street to go buy some balsamic vinegar. But I'm keeping a keen awareness of every single thing that I perceive. Because, like I said, only what exists you can perceive. Hey guys, I told you this will be weird because again, I don't think this has ever been done on the planet, what I'm demonstrating to you guys. Ever in the history of man, potentially, has there been a way, scientific, a proven way to move from point A to point B. So look at this. Everything that exists is what we're looking for. There's nothing that doesn't exist that we're looking for. So like, just for example, if I was just walking down the street constructing a route by myself, I would acknowledge this heart because it exists. And we all want more love. Don't we all want more love? So I'm just going to incorporate this sign into my route, which seems weird to go around this sign, but it is a universal path. So again, it seems very, very weird that I'm going to walk around this sign, but I want more love, so I'm going to incorporate it into my route. Okay, good. All right. Guys, this is a good example here. I'm excited this happens because, as you guys have been seeing, this is just a few walk block, but it's more than just walking, it's maneuvering. It's literally acknowledging every single thing that comes into your perception and then allowing what comes into our perception to then alter our placement by incorporating it into the circle around our car, the route. I call it routing. This is the art of routing that we have constructed from our car. So every single thing that has been on the right side of me as we've been walking has been inside of the route, and every single thing on my left side has been outside of the route. Everything inside we want more of, everything outside we want less of. So as weird as this seems, Hunter, we're gonna cross the street over here, even though our destination is over here. Oh my boy, my God, I thought you were doing. Okay, look, check this out. So because we are acknowledging every single thing that exists, I want to let you guys know that God is here on the planet with us right now. You're not alone. God has a plan for your life, and He's closer to you than you think that you are. And so something that I wanted to talk about is that if you do this correctly, you will be able to understand and believe that God is actually closer to us and to you right now than you have ever known before. And so there is a higher life, and there's a spiritual realm on the planet. And so right here in this car, hanging from the windshield, is an angel. I don't know about y'all, but I've spoken to angels before. I believe that angels exist, angels are real, and they are warriors and soldiers for God's army, just like Hunter and I. God's purposes lives through us. And so there's an angel here. And so I could have just walked straight into the Balsamic and go like on my timely American schedule. I gotta get the Balsamic and go to my next thing. But I swear, we need a purpose here. The purpose or the reason for doing this is that you can acknowledge that God exists as you walk, and He's closer to you than you think that you are. And in my experience, again, I'm a little bit straighter than I was before mentally, is that you can manifest coincidence and synchronicity by adhering to this walking method. So this is an angel, and because I didn't just go straight in there, I'm going to ensure that I walk around this car. How weird, right? No one's ever done that ever. But I'm going to ensure that I incorporate this angel, this car, this little symbol, because I want more angelic evidence, more angelic presence in my life. I'm going to take a few steps out of my route and incorporate the angel into my route. Right here at our destination, we found an angel, and I want more angels in my life. So I'm going to allow this angel to alter my placement for the rest of my life by incorporating it into the circle. So let's get it in the circle. All right, we got the balsamic vinegar. Best balsamic vinegar I ever had in my life. It is Amphora Nueva. So when this blows up, you know. Okay, look, so I'm a Christian. I pray all the time, and Jesus is gracious enough to speak to me pretty frequently. And so when He wants to warn me about something, He'll put a traffic cone in my mind, and He'll say, this, like warning, like don't go that direction. Symbol of a traffic cone is warning to me. So because we have the ability, because we've consciously constructed this route, we're going to take the cones out because they mean danger. So I don't want them. Outside of my route, inside of my route. Again, like I said, it's an objective formula to create a circle and to put certain things inside of the route and outside of the route. So because this is my route, you guys can have fun with it, and you walk down the street and you see what you want more of and you want less of, but I swear you want more God. That's really why we're doing this. We're trying to get closer to God. So I know there's a little symbol over here that I'm going to incorporate into my route. Yoda, symbol of wisdom. I used to actually come out here and maybe burn one and just fucking look at this thing, get downloads of information. I know it sounds a little crazy, but I'd just come out here on my own, on my lonesome, and when I needed wisdom, I'd come and I'd just spend time next to Yoda. So now Yoda is in our circle. And if you guys are still watching, I mean, I know this is weird, but it's interesting that the further that you extend outside of your normal walking trajectory, the more that you perceive. So now because we extended out this way, this all exists now. When if I didn't perceive it, it doesn't exist. Only what is in your perception at any given time is what exists, unless there is a conscious, universal intelligence that knows that it exists other than you. And so I didn't know this all existed. This all exists now that I can perceive it, but there's nothing out here that I need to incorporate. Nothing more that I want to grab. So we're going to keep going. Because we're normal people, just getting balsamic vinegar on a Wednesday. Shit gotta be, bro. I got real folks giving me praise. Now we're just finishing up. So you guys remember, we have not broken the circle yet. So this is me, 100G, finishing up the world's first walking a universal path as I close the route now. Good. Good.